Hey, what's going on, everybody? One of the things that people always talk about when investing, they say the number one rule of investing is to buy low and sell high. Well, I'm going to look at this little excerpt from my favorite investing book, Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits by Philip A. Fisher. It was written in 1958. It's one of the books that Warren Buffett said, one of the three books that Warren Buffett said that all serious investors should read. So the excerpt says, at this point, the critical reader has probably discerned a basic investment principle which by and large seems only to be understood by a small minority of successful investors. This is that once a stock has been properly selected and has borne the test of time, it is only occasionally that there is any reason for selling it at all. You see, one of the things that I realized is that the way that the system is set up where people can collect fees off of you due to your activity. But to find a great business and to just own that business and to allow it to compound is one of the best ways for the average person, if you will, someone who wasn't born into money, someone who has to go to work every day, somebody who works, who learns to invest, can build up their money and they can grow their wealth by just owning business. And once you select a great business, the idea of selling it, especially if you have a business that can compound your money at 12% or 15% or even higher, the idea of selling it to me makes very little sense, because you have to, in order to sell it, you have to be able to have found another business that can compound your money at an even higher rate. If not, then why would you sell it? Unless you need cash for personal reason. That is a different reason, and that has nothing to do with this part of this particular video. This video is just about the aspect of buy low, sell high. To me, it's about buying great businesses that are compounding machines that can compound your money at a high rate for a long period of time. And in this chapter, in this book, in fact, the very last thing he said in this book, in this chapter is called When to Sell and When Not to. So the last part of this chapter, he finished up by saying, perhaps the thoughts behind this chapter might be put into a single sentence. If the job has been correctly done when a common stock is purchased, the time to sell it is almost never. And that's the key. The key is if the job has been correctly done when it is purchased. That's where all the homework comes in. You don't have to sit here and watch charts or sit at the computer screen all day. You have great businesses run by great management. All you have to do is just own the businesses. That is it. This idea that you have to jump around, that you have to move around, that you have to move money from one place to the next is just simply not true. And I contend that's one of the reasons people always talk about how professional managers can't outperform the market. I think a lot of it has to do with this constant turnover, this constant churn that they do within their account, because they're judged on short-term results, how they did in 3 months or 6 months, or not. How your portfolio or how a stock does in 3 months or 6 months is irrelevant. How is the business functioning? That's what's important. Because if the business is growing, regardless of what the stock is doing in the short term, the price of the stock will always grow in a manner to match the fundamentals of the business. That's why I don't buy low, sell high. I look for high quality businesses that have compounded potential, that I can look at as compounded machines that I can buy, that I can own for a multitude of years, that will allow my money to compound at a high rate for a long period of time. I'm getting closer and closer to owning my first stocks for a decade. I've owned Apple and Amazon and Lowe's for 8 years. MasterCard and Google for 7 years, so I'm getting closer. And I realize that as you own these companies, you're going to go up. You're going to have some ups and downs sometimes with stock performance. But as long as they're good businesses and they continue to grow, just own them. Let's just own them. You don't have to buy low and sell high. In fact, the people who are buy low, sell high, maybe I would challenge their results versus mine as far as the compound annual growth rate of buying and owning great businesses. So that's why I don't buy low, sell high. And it's actually shown in my results. The results of buying and holding great businesses, I have not, and throughout my research, I have not found a better, more simple way and safe way than identifying and buying and holding great businesses. And my results match. You can see for yourself. The results match. And this is why I don't buy low and sell high. I look for great businesses that I can buy, that I can own. It's the same way for my daughters. I invest for them the same way. That is why their portfolio is compounding at 20% too. So imagine compounding for a long rate for a long period of time. Buy good businesses and own them.